Hey everybody, it's Mickey, and yes, I am once again talking about what is my favorite thing in the last 18 months, which is the 12-week year. And the 12-week year is a book. It is a book that takes this concept that says stop planning in 1 year intervals and start really planning in quarterly intervals. And basically it's saying, hey, why don't you stop doing this 1 year thing and really shorten it? So they're done in 84 days. And I build them the way that I've kind of managed it in my life is that I actually end up doing 3 in a year, and then I take some other time off. And because I lead the accountability group. And so when you kind of get into that process, if you start doing the accountability group with me, it's really 3 rounds in a year. They're 84 days each. You can pick up to 3 goals, and you really just figure out how to kind of, do that narration differently. When it's really attractive to people who like to achieve. But what have I learned, right? So I've done 12 rounds. I'm about to go 16 because I have 4 groups this round. And what have I learned? What have I learned about the people that are attending, and what have I learned about myself? Well, I'll talk about myself first. And so for myself, I do it right alongside everyone else. So, I'm the one that does all these videos. I'm the one that does the Facebook page. I'm the one that also does all of these, all of the content and the leading of them. So when you're in the 12-week year, you get a lot of me. And what I have learned for myself of saying, I'm really just going to focus on 3 things, not 100. And I am what you call neurodivergent. I am a dyslexic, but I am also somebody that I thrive on having lots of things going on. I like chaos. I like complexity. I'm a business strategist in real life. So I am someone that I speak to 40 different brands, and those 40 brands, if you added them all up, it's $90 million that I am advising on. So so I have a real life just like you, right? I have family and business things and a career and hobbies and so forth. So it's really the thing that I have learned about the 12-week year is it is the only time that you really get to go, what do I want? What do I want for me? What are some of the things that are important only to me? So it's not like saying, hey, I'm going to work on this project for a living or whatever. It's really saying, what are these projects that are important to me? So in the last 18 months, which is how long I've been doing this, I've written the most I've ever written in my entire life because I just gave myself a word count and had accountable. Having an accountability group I limit them to 12 people. So sometimes we go over at 14, but really it's usually about 12. And so having people that are on a track, just like you, sometimes it's a good week, sometimes it's a bad week, but just showing up for yourself all week long, and then showing up in group every week for 1 hour. It's so unbelievable how little time we spend celebrating what the heck we're doing with our life. And it is, for me, watching all of these different lives, it is beautiful. It is so inspiring to see people finally start to break through habits that have been dogging them for years. For me also, I've been now enough where I can kind of come back to a seasonal project and then set it down. So I wanted some stuff done with my garden. So I had worked on it before, but now I go, look, I've got 84 days. I'm going to really concentrate on this one goal, which was my garden. And I built a peace garden. And so now I've had a couple of rounds with that. And now I'm coming back to, oh, good, I'm going to get to my peace garden again. So the other thing that I like about staying with it is that you can kind of cycle through things. My first round was to really work on paperwork that I had been avoiding. And that was really helpful. Like I had to go get a new birth certificate. I just had all that stuff. And so that was about a year ago, and now I'm ready to do another layer of that. So the longer you stay with the 12-week year, the more you can kind of hit something for a season, set it down, and now you can come back to it and pick it up again. And that you can do that in a way that isn't forgotten. So when you're doing the 12-week year, it is, again, to say, here's my 3 goals. I'm going to work on them in 84 sessions, or, I'm really going to work on them every day, or as many days as is required for that goal. So sometimes people are working at as a workout goal. They're saying, look, I'm going to have this many steps in a day. I was just looking at my steps this morning to go, gosh, I stopped counting because we're on break. And I'm like, I wonder how on track I am on break. And I went, oh, I'm still at my goal. I like that right there was going, oh, okay, now it's embedded in me. Now I get it. I'm really, really, and my goal was 7,500 steps a day. So it's not, it's not tremendous, but it's 7,500 steps a day was a big goal for me. And consistently, I had, 6,900, then I had 87, then, yesterday I had 92. So has having a goal helped me incorporate change into my lifestyle, even when I'm not tracking it? Yes. And I think that's kind of the unsung hero of staying with the 12-week year. Now, as the person who manages that, those accountability groups, what have I learned about all of you who stay in there? And what I have learned is that accountability in community, it's like the secret sauce that nobody ever talks about. It is, for me, it is just a blessing to see total strangers start to kind of fall in love with each other, and to fall in love with each other as individuals who are achieving something in the world. And without any, you don't have to have a head trip about it. And the people that come are from all over the country. They're of every age group. They're of every socioeconomic grouping. So it's really fascinating. And some of those people I've known for a long time, and some people I've never met until they came to group, that they just saw the ad and took on. So if you're somebody that doesn't know me personally, you will still find grace in that group. The other thing that I find amazing about watching people come into that group and also fail, when you are in group and you're failing, a lot of times it's really easy to just say, I want to hide. We have a lot of people that came and didn't get the concept of how do you write goals, how do you stay attuned to them, do you do them every week, that they just didn't like the accountability factor in general. And I always say, come back. The first round is always the hardest, that you don't know what you're doing. It's always a trip. And the first round is always uncomfortable because you're going to fight everything up front, like every reason that you didn't get stuff done or all your patterns that are there. And the number one thing that people struggle with when it's their first time is that they may not have it's the calendar. It's making the time for their own dreams for themselves first. And after about 6 months of saying, oh, I have to do my stuff first for me, right? Once you start picking yourself first and your goals and your dreams and taking them seriously and doing it in a public forum like that in community, you start to get this other piece of like knitting in that happens to go, oh yeah, this is the normal way. This is actually the helpful way. Oh yeah, I'm going to take it. And everybody else in that group, they all have a voice. They all have something to say every week. And they all have a piece of wisdom to give you every single week. So it is, for people that are new, that haven't had community like that, that they don't know what to do about it. Like, how come these strangers make me feel like I'm loved? Well, because they're going through the same journey. And this is a world that's really isolated. So having community is really helpful. And it's only 84 days of community. So, you're going to sometimes cry in front of those people. Sometimes you're going to tell them like the things that are your truth, that you get to speak about your journey of getting the things that are meaningful done in your life. And watching people do that, after about 6 months, you watch their shoulders kind of come down. Oh, and they start to give themselves grace. And they start to really, align to the fact that there is value in rest. It's not always achievement and doing. There is alignment with having a better plan. Most people don't actually have great time plans, that they are really, they need to open up around thinking about things a lot differently. And the way you solved a problem 5 years ago, you weren't the same person as you are now. So the way you're going to solve it now, 5 years later, is totally different. So when people are in systems, the systems have to change because you're going to change. And that is, I think, the beauty of the 84 days is that you pick a goal, and whatever goal you're picking at that season of your life is how you're going to do it. It's not like this is the way to do it. The 12-week year is going to give you a system that allows you to really stay on task, measure your progress, and stay accountable to you. There's no outside grade. We are not grading you. But that's the number one place where people have a lot of problem, is that they don't want to hold themselves accountable. And even in that book, they tell you, like, get to a group, because I got to tell you, there's no way, absolutely not. I am a high performer. I get more done in the world than a lot of people, and it changed the game for me. And I've watched it change the game for other people, because the book tells you, don't try to, don't do this alone. And so keeping ourselves accountable to ourselves every single day without a check and balance system, it's just nearly impossible. It's really a practiced endeavor. And so in the 12-week year, we end up really doing 3 rounds, not 4. And what ends up happening is people kind of wait to sign up. And so about 2 weeks before that, I'm like, is anybody coming back to group? And so then I'll just kind of remind people, but they need about a month to remember, like, oh, this is the way I'm living without community, without accountability. And what ends up happening after about 6 rounds is that you realize that you have been telling yourself a lie about accountability that is so outrageously unfair. And that is that accountability is a penalty, and it's not. Accountability is really a way to love yourself, and a way to love yourself bigger and better and kinder and gentler. And that's the fun of accountability, is to say, here's my goals, and I really want to get them done, and I really can get them done. And so after about a year and a half, people really start to see, oh gosh, my closets are clean. I did get that done. Oh yeah, I had all that content written. Okay, yeah. Okay, I am this far in my writing. Okay, yeah, I did do that. Oh, my garden, I did a map, everything. Okay, I can get in again. You start to see what support looks like and how that self-support moves you forward. But you have to do the work. And most people are just so freaked out at first, whether they're ADHD, whether they are just scattered, whether they don't have time. There's a lot of reasons. But you've got to say, look, I will give myself this chance that I'm going to just move the dial and keep pushing at it a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And I'm going to just keep going at it, and it will move on its own. It will move on its own. And when you have that group helping you push forward, it's a lot easier. And what ends up happening also is that 84 mark, that 84-day mark, it is like there's a middle, a beginning, and an end. And so that also means like I can take on something hard, and even if I hate it, I can like do anything for 84 days, and so can you. And so you start to just go, yeah, okay, I got it. I can do this. And then it's done. And you're like, okay, I'm good. Let me give myself a grade. Let me count up the scores. But you have all of that finished, whatever. And everybody, even if they don't do well at it, the first round, everybody does get something done. The people that stay with it, or the people that come back to it on a regular basis. So some people drop in for just one session a year. Some people are dropping in for all three, but it's a season. And some people have outside lives that are very seasonal, so they can't make all three. And they are going to take that time off, and they're going to rush in and get all that stuff done, get their season of work in, and then they can come back and they pick up. It's a really easy habit. They say, it's riding a bike. You really do get used to a cadence in community. So for me, it has been very, very helpful for me to have a process that I can do in community. For me as the community leader, watching all of the students, all of the other accountability people do their stuff, it is a lesson for everyone to understand that the greatest thing that they could do is to be present in their own life. And that's also like, hey, guess where I am today, right? So like, here's my life, right? I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you in a way, in a day that makes time to just go, yeah, I like you. And I'm doing the things that I wanted to do, and I made a plan for them, and I made them happen. And that is possible for everyone. And so that is my wish for you is, think about some things that are meaningful to you and really come on board. That those groups I price them ridiculously low. And I did that so that people would find it effortless to try something new. And then my hope is that they will fall in love with the community and fall in love with their own growth and see how they can benefit by keeping promises to themselves. And there's a lot of offloading. There's a lot of things that people just are like, man, I'm not doing it. And this is not a promised life, that you need to fill it with things that you value. And I'm happy to be part of that for you. So this is your invitation. I hope you get to hang out with me, and I would love to watch you grow. So that's it. I'm up at the Bluffs. So that's life from here. Beautiful. See you in class.